Hey guys, what's up? It's Stricken06 of Stricken06.com, and today we're going to be changing the engine air filter in our 2007 Lexus RX350, but this is also a very similar process on a lot of other years, so stay tuned. So looking inside the vehicle, we're going to have to pop the hood. So right under here, driver's side, pull that latch and we're going to pop the hood. So once we release the hood, looking underneath the driver's side section of the front grille is going to be a little lever. We're going to take that lever and we're going to pull up on it, and that's going to release the hood completely. Looking into the engine bay, it looks a little intimidating, but believe me, it's not. Right off the bat, here is your air filter box. Coming around the side here, you will notice there's one 10mm nut, and then another one right back there. So we're gonna have to get a ratchet and a 10mm socket and pull those out. Now, aside from your standard ratchet and your 10mm socket, you're also going to need a 6-inch extension. I'm using that so I can access those little bolts in the front and the back easier. So you're going to take your socket and extension, and you're going to remove the first one and the one in the rear. Then you can just simply take this air filter cover here and pull back, but be careful, it is attached to a lot of different hoses, so don't go crazy on it. You definitely want to make sure none of these hoses that are supposed to be attached to it are coming apart. And there's also some wiring as well. Your AIT sensor is back here. So once you have that, your white filter, yep, see how one of the hoses just came off? You heard that little psst? So we're gonna have to reattach that hose when we're done. You will get a check engine light if one of those hoses is off and you don't reattach it. So here's the old filter, pretty grimy. You're gonna see flow out. This means it's gonna be air coming in from the bottom, up, from the top into the engine. So it looks like I ran out of fresh filters, so I have to reinstall the old one for now. So you would just be replacing your fresh one. You're gonna notice in the air box, just in case, say you've got this upside down, backwards, whatever, you're gonna notice one of the corners on here has a square corner. Take a look. This is the only one that has a almost 90 degree. Everything else is rounded. See how they're all rounded? This corner here will line up with this corner here. So the one closest to the driver headlight is the corner where the filter goes, and the writing that says flow out, it's going upwards. So you're gonna take your filter, you're gonna sneak it back under there. You wanna make sure it's not, just hanging in there. It needs to be seated correctly. So you might need to finagle it a little bit. Once you see that it's seated on all four corners, it's nice and flat, go ahead then and take the air filter cover. You want to sneak it under here, like so, on both sides. It's going to be front and rear. Make sure both of these tabs are lined up. And then just put it down. Remember, we accidentally took apart this hose. Just put it back on. It's not a big deal. Wow, this one happens to be torn, so we'll have to replace that. Just make sure all the hoses are back on where they need to be. Nothing looks loose, and we can just reattach those bolts. So there you go, guys. That's how simple it is to change the air filter on your Lexus RX350, Toyota Highlander, what have you. Just as a little side note, this hose that came off, take a look at it. It's dry rotted. Here, let me get the camera to focus. Look how dry rotted it is on both sides. That's why it came off so easily. We heard that little puff of air come out. So just as a side note, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this section off here and hopefully reattach a fresher section on both sides. This is pretty short as it is, so I'm gonna be really, really careful not to cut off too much. But just if you happen to notice this in your Toyota Highlander or Lexus RX350, that's how you solve it. Either buy a new little breather hose or cut a tip off and put it back on. Hopefully it's not gonna be too stressed out, out of its natural curve, out of the nature of what this hose was curved for. So thanks guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Check out my channel. Check me out on Instagram @ or hashtag I'm Stricken06. Take care, guys.